Okay, guys, in example number 3, we don't really have work that we need to do here, but we need to talk through this stuff, okay? It says, tell what conclusions you can make from the following newspaper article. Okay, here's what the article says. Snakes are Americans' #1 fear. Okay. Watch out for snakes. Recently, researchers surveyed about 1,000 Americans. Now, there are only about 310 million Americans. But they surveyed 1,000 of them by telephone and asked them if they were very afraid, somewhat afraid, or not afraid of a number of things. From the results shown below, only one conclusion is possible. Americans fear snakes more than anything else. Now, the graph that gives us, it says the darker bar is very afraid and the lighter bar is somewhat afraid. Now, snakes, it says that for 37% are very afraid, and 27% or 28%, something like that, is somewhat afraid. And you guys can read the rest of this. But it looks like snakes are the only ones where the very afraid is more than the somewhat afraid. But let's look at what they said. They said that the sample is not truly random. Not everyone participates in phone surveys. I don't. Right? And many people don't. So that's a good point. It says the question is not biased, but respondents may have different interpretations of what very afraid means. You know, do you black out and wake up in a hospital later just thinking about snakes? Right? Do you cower in a closet knowing that snakes are somewhere in your state? Okay? We don't know what very afraid means. Bar graph doesn't appear misleading. There's no break in the frequency axis. Okay? And all of the bars have the same width. So the graph looks accurate. Right? The list of fearful things is limited. Something not on this list might be the #1 fear. Like, I don't know, what could be the #1 fear?
Dying alone.
Dying alone. Drowning. Being trapped in a closet. Your math teacher. Any of these things could be your biggest fear. The margin of error is given, so it's plus or minus 3%. Okay? So, those are just some things that we could look at with this article and determine what we think about how accurate it is. I don't know that it's very accurate. I don't fear snakes that much. I mean, I don't like snakes. I mean, I don't. But I'm not afraid of snakes being in my house, you know, or coming around me. All right. Good job, guys. Let's quickly look at the last example.